Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 152 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the characters, ship upgrades, mods, datacrons, whatever we're doing for the account, plans for the future, discuss topics that other people might be thinking about for the mid-game, and hopefully people can learn some things from that. So as we get into it, please remember, use your like saber, get that like button out of here, smash it, crush it, slice it, dice it, use some force lightning, whatever you got to do. The like button is not your friend. Get it out of here. Okay, let's see what happened in the account in week 152. The plan was to Relic Jedi Training Rey, but first, we're going to go ahead and finish off Chewbacca to Relic 6. In order to do that, we need to make some bronzium wiring, so we got a pretty good amount. We got 50 bronzium wiring from events over the course of the week. We're going to make another 107 here. That brings us up to a cool 160 bronzium wiring for the week, so that's nice. We're going to work on some other chromium transistors here. Remember, if you're making materials, do the chromium transistors before you do the carbonite circuit boards. Make those Boss 7 armor mods. You can still cut those up quite nicely for materials. Used to be an old trick that we used Ugnaught for, but now we don't have to use Ugnaught anymore, but it's still a good trick. So do that before you make carbonite circuit boards and use up all the materials that you might need to make that armor. All right, here we take Jedi Training Rey to Relic levels. We're not going to be able to get her all the way to her required Relic 7 this week, but we'll be able to hit that button all the way up to Relic 4. And then, save up for next week and start putting more Relic levels on her next week. Alright, for Tier 2 stuff, we did commit to build this Ben Solo for the guild. So we're going to be able to get him to Gear 10. I take a look at the stuff that we need for Gear 11, and it's available out of the shop for raid tokens, so no problem there. I can buy a couple things. I do have to sacrifice some Kairos for that level on Ben Solo, but that's fine. And then I get stopped. I can't quite take him to Gear 12. I'm not going to be able to relic him next week. It just does not seem on track to get for next week because I got to go all the way to Relic 7. So if I can't get him for next territory battle, then what I'm going to do is wait, and we'll relic him 3 weeks out for the next territory battle after that. So he won't be my relic target for next week, unfortunately, but we'll try to get him fully relicked. And I think I need him all the way up to Relic 7 to contribute at the level that we need for the operations. So yeah, that I'll get him to Relic sometime in the next few weeks, but we won't have him for next territory battle, unfortunately. If I can get through the relics for JML, that'll be good. I spent the whole week farming slicing materials. I got way behind on my slicing last week, ran out of slicing materials pretty quickly. So we spent the whole week farming. We don't want this accuracy arrow, so we're going to sell that off. We've got this 10-speed green mod. We can take that all the way to purple. We don't get a hit. Here we've got another mod with 10 speed. We can take a couple hits. Nothing good comes of it. Here's another 10-speed mod we try, and we miss. Here's a 10-speed mod, and it's unfortunately another miss. The protection main stat mod with a speed substat looks pretty good. We take it up to level 15, but we're going to leave it there. We're not going to slice it. We're not going to take it to 6 dot and slice it until we find a character that we actually want to put it on. Some of these mods have 3 speed rolls. We're not interested in them. This one's a 10-speed mod. We take it to 15 at purple. We will take this one to 6 dots for 16 speed. Try to slice it up. We get another 6 speed hit. That's quite nice, 22 speed. Take it all the way up to 6 dot gold without getting the 5th roll. Here we do the first calibration. I'm pretty willing to do 2 calibrations on these mods, and on the second one, we get a hit. And we take that up to a 26 speed mod. Nice, that was a good hit. We got a couple more 10 speed mods here. I'm looking at the substats. Some of them aren't really that great of substats. This one's worth taking a shot at, and we don't get speed going to purple. Then we'll go in here and we'll take up the purple mods. We'll work on them. We'll sort out whether or not we've got any purple or gold mods to slice. Again, we're just trying to catch up on last week and to go out here and take a look and see. And there are a few things. We've got this 18 speed mod that we could potentially take to 6 dots. So we take a look at that. We've got a 16 speed arrow. This triangle here with offense on it, 14 speed's getting pretty low. Not quite as interested in 14 speed, but this is a health main stat. And if we could get speed rolls on it, there's a couple characters that might really like it. We take it to blue and it doesn't get another speed roll, so we calibrate it once. It goes to 19 speed so we can stay interested. It gets another hit, 22 speed. So pretty modest rolls on that. We didn't really end up with that great a speed on that mod, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on 5s. I've got 5s modded for speed. Basically, this 5s is not set up to be such a great tank. He's more set up that if he sacrifices, he hands over a lot of speed and health to the rest of the team. So that's kind of the gimmick that I'm doing with 5s. So we put that arrow on him, get a little more health. It's not too bad. It can stay there until I find another character that I really want to put it on more. All right, working on Datacrons, we get offense and armor penetration here. Bonus mechanic for light side characters that I'll re-roll. Try to get something a little better. This is protection up at the start of the battle. I feel like that's a little better. Crit damage and offense, so this is a nice little level 5 mod here. Pretty good stats on it. Go in, we'll make another new one, get armor penetration, crit chance. Again, we'll unlock level 3 here, see what we get, and we'll re-roll it, see if we can get something a little better. And these are all not the best, right? I don't want any of these, but yeah, think about re-rolling it again. And then we're kind of out of those mid-grade materials, and that's going to be it for the Datacron work for the week. Then we've got the finalizer. We've been just getting shards slowly over time here, so we got another star on that. We'll come in here, build up the skills a little bit, keep them the basic and the missile at level 7, and put a little bit of effort into that ship. We'll build First Order someday, I'm sure, so having that ship at 7 stars just kind of for free from the events is good. Here we're going to build Malgus's ship. We got him at gear 12. I fought against the gear 12 Malgus fleet, and it was nasty, so definitely worth building that ship. So we go ahead and take that up. Get the relevant skills on it. While I'm over here in ships, I decided to just build out a couple more that I kind of have sitting in inventory that I really haven't built up. It's more galactic power for deployment and territory battles and all that stuff, so fine. Go ahead and make them. That's got a couple troopers as pilots that I'm working on anyway, so fine. That'll escalate as we go. We'll unlock the Sith Assassin. We'll just put a couple stars on it. It's not even all the way to 7 stars. Activate the ship, and again, just build up some levels and skills and put some GP into it. It's fine. Have that ship if we want to build it someday. TIE Interceptor, we can take another star on that on this account. And we'll upgrade the stats here all the way up to 8 and kind of finish that ship out. Still need to do the passive, but you know, it's in pretty good shape. We had a good amount of fleet currency built up, so it's been a while since I've been in here spending on fleet, so I don't mind to build some of these ships out all the way. TIE Bomber, we'll do the reinforcement. Even though we typically are going to use that as a starting ship, it's fine. And then that's going to wrap it up for the progress for the account for this week. So let's get into it and take a look at the stats for week 152. We're up to 7.05 million galactic power. We put on 110,000. Again, we built some ship stuff. As soon as you start building ships, the galactic power skyrockets. So there you go. Takes us over 7 million on the account now. It's hard to believe that this account's already over 7 million GP, but it reminds me it is coming up on 3 years old for this account. 3 years old. The account review 156, right, would be 3 years. So we're about 4 weeks away from the 3-year recap. 7 million galactic power. Interesting. 92 relics, 103 zetas, 12 omicrons, JMK top 20. Fleet Arena Profundity is still getting us the top 5, but if 1 or 2 more people build Leviathan, then I'll be pushed out of the top 5 there. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. Grand Arena, we're in Kyber 5, and then the project is going to be Wedge for week 153. Bronzium wiring tracking, just to do that right after the stats. We gained 157 this week. 107 were created. 50 from events. Out of that, we used up 150, ended up with only 10 remaining. And we still don't have Jedi training Rey to her relic level, so we need a bunch more again next week. The plan for spending energy next week: Rex twice, Nisa twice. Ninth Sister Shore Trooper are earmarked to be completed. Sabine and Zori are in there. I'll work on them when I can. Fleet Energy, where we're still working on TIE Defender and Marin. We're almost done with TIE Defender. I think it'll be done next week. Cantina Energy, mostly focusing on signal data, but we do have Hondo to build for the Afra journey, so keeping an eye on opportunities to farm some Hondo shards. Mod Energy, slicing materials. I'm going to switch to 4 days a week for slicing materials and 3 days a week for mods. I spent the whole week farming slicing materials, and we used up pretty much all those slicing materials in the session for mods for this week. Just hitting the high potential mods that we had left over from prior weeks. So we're not caught up on slicing at all. We are going to focus again on that next week more than mods. We'll do a couple days of mods. We'll farm defense mods again. I have to mod that Ben Solo, so we'll take a look at some defense mods. Maybe I want to mod him all offense. I don't know. In a because I don't have Galactic Legend Rey, I would just be putting Ben Solo with like a Jedi training Rey. So I still have to take a look at what I want to do for his mods. Refresh strategy, still 3 on everything for the basic refreshes. The planning is still to finish JML. And as soon as we get done with the JML Rex, we got to get that Ben Solo done for the guild. We wanted to get Afra done and then work on the raid troopers and work on our Galactic Legend Leia. We still have background projects with Malgus Malak. Maybe trying to get the second sister up and running for the assault battle so that we can get that Inquisitor assault battle at Challenge Tier 1 maybe. And then we've got Sana and Han maybe as Relic 0 targets, and the Sith Triumvirate maybe as Relic 0 targets. So we've got a few characters that we could work on when we run out of Bronzium wiring too. All right, the topic that I want to discuss this week, and maybe this is something that other mid-game players are facing as well. They changed the Leviathan, and it's pretty hard to counter now except with the mirror match or with a version of an Empire fleet that includes the Grand Inquisitor's ship. So unless you've got Inquisitors done and you've got the Grand Inquisitor and you've built him up, then I think that counters off the table from what I hear. So I don't have the Inquisitors built. I can't do the non-Leviathan counter for the Leviathan. And I wasn't able to build the Leviathan because I was in the middle of a Jabba journey and didn't want to take a detour for Leviathan. So I haven't even started Leviathan, don't even have Darth Revan or Malak in the account. So Leviathan's a long haul from where I'm at. But so are building the Inquisitors. So I thought it might be a good idea to take a look at what my options are. So if I don't build the Leviathan at all, and I start fighting up against people who do have the Leviathan in Grand Arena, I know I can't beat it if they put it on defense. So that leaves me with this option where maybe I'll just start putting the best Empire fleet that I can build with TIE Interceptor and all that stuff on defense, and put both the Profundity and Executor on defense and just plan not to clear their fleets. Just take the Negotiator and Malevolence on offense, or maybe take the Profundity. I don't know. Yeah, I think I have to put Profundity, Executor, and the best Empire fleet that I can. And basically then the target would be that fleets are a standstill. If they put their Leviathan and Executor on defense, I won't be able to beat that, but they also won't be able to clear my fleets. And then that would mean that I have to put a super strong defense on bottom front. Basically, give them the zone in front of fleets, let them stall out in front of fleets, hope to stop them on the bottom front zone, and they'll clear one zone, and then I have to clear 2 zones on the bottom to beat them on banners. So that's kind of the strategy that I could use to hide the fact that I don't have a Leviathan at higher Grand Arena. But it does require that I have enough offensive teams to get through a 2-zone clear. By comparison, if I were to build the Inquisitors and try to build the non-Leviathan counter, it's 6 relics, 5 relics to get the Grand Inquisitor, and then a relic on him for himself. It might be 7, right? Because we've also got to put... yeah, I think maybe Iden has to go to relic as well. So 6 or 7 relics. I get a counter for the Leviathan. I don't have to struggle to get the capital ship or other ships up because they'll all be 7 stars and I have them built already. It's okay. So that wouldn't be too much of a problem. If I build the Leviathan, I'm 9 relics away. 6 of them are really good characters, right? They're still really good, really relevant characters. But the problem is if I built Leviathan, I'm not willing to spend a whole bunch of money to get it to 7 stars. So if I don't do that, then I'm still not going to have a 7-star Leviathan for a very long time. And if it's not 7 stars, then it doesn't really solve the lack of crystals even so. So, yeah, it's quite a conundrum, right? I don't have a counter for it. I can't really build into either one of these counters conveniently. So we have to hope that maybe somebody discovers something that the rest of us haven't figured out with a counter. If I did build Leviathan but didn't have it at 7 stars, then I could really rely on that strategy. You know, potentially put Leviathan, Executor, and Profundity, all 3 on defense, and then same strategy as before, right? If I worked on GLs, I could potentially have JMK, Jabba, Jedi Master Luke, and Leia all on the bottom front defense and basically make that a wall that hopefully an opponent in like, let's say, Kyber 3 or so, that opponents wouldn't be able to beat all 4 of those Galactic Legends and get through the bottom. That would be the target. And if I fight people who can get through all 4 GLs, then the whole strategy just falls apart, right? But basically it would be give the opponent the zone in front of ships and then stop them on bottom front, stop them on ships, and make it where if I win 2 zones, I win the GAC. So in the end, I think what I need to do is just put the raid first. So it will reduce my crystal income, but I do have enough crystal income from my GAC placement, from the GAC wins that I do generate from events that happen in the game, where I'll be able to get my refreshes every day on everything. I will lose out on the extra crystals that I've been using for carbonite circuit boards and things like that. That will be much harder to come by if I can't get top 5. But I do think that it'll be a long time before I get pushed out of top 10. So I'm going to work on the raid first. I'm going to work on Leia as a Galactic Legend. And I'm going to work on other characters for the new raid, secure good placement in the new raid, and make sure that our guild has my participation to get up to that 130 box or better. Then I'll do Leviathan after Leia. And then I probably will have to take a pretty good break just stabilizing the account with other relics that I need to build. Finish out the Afra relics. There's a lot of stuff that I need to do in the account. But I think securing this raid participation is my first goal. Then we'll build Leviathan. And we'll slowly build up the Leviathan to 7 stars over time. So the longer I wait to build it, the longer it's going to take me to get to 7 stars. So I do have to prioritize that and pull it up front. If they announce another fleet, so maybe this is a hope that I have, that they would announce another different fleet that would be coming out that's proposed to be at the level of the Leviathan. If you go back and look at history, every time they've produced a fleet, they've produced a matching fleet. So Negotiator and then Malevolence, Light Side and Dark Side at the same level. Then they did Executor and Profundity light side and the dark side kind of at the same level. So with Leviathan, I'm hoping within a reasonable period of time that they would follow Leviathan up with a announcement of a light side fleet at a similar power level. And then what I would do is I would abandon the whole idea of Leviathan and just build whatever that new light side fleet is, kind of leapfrog the Leviathan, come back to it later. So a lot of things might change in the next 6 months while I'm finishing out all this other stuff. But yeah, we'll keep working on it, keep chipping away. And again, for the players who have most of the stuff, there's no reason not to have built Leviathan already or be working on it. But for players in the mid-game who have to actually make a decision on what to do next, with so many high-quality journeys and good things in the game that you can do, I think this is a decision that all of us face in the mid-game accounts, like what journey really to do next. And I really believe that the Leia journey, because of the raid, has the most value of everything right now. And again, it's also because I value those token 3 in the raid very highly. So I would rather get more token 3 in the raid and lose out on crystals and have to fix that later. But yeah, we'll hope that they bring out a light side fleet so we can leapfrog it, and hopefully that'll happen. That's going to wrap up the update for week 152 for the Darth Loquitur account. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this in the future. And join us over on Discord. There's a link in the description of the Holocron down below to our Discord. It's a fantastic community. A lot of cool players, cool people over there willing to answer questions, help out new players. So if you're not part of that community, click that link, get on over there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.